Good morning and welcome back. It has been a little while since we did one of the creator session shows. We are very privileged to have Liliane Assaf, the business product marketing manager from Facebook. Liliane, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Good morning.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, look, I feel it's going to be educational today.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, for us for sure. I mean, I'm
sure.
interested to learn a lot about the topics that we're going to be talking about today. I'm sure a lot of listeners are in the same boat.
Yeah, so
definitely.
we've got a range of topics to get through. We're going to start with discovery commerce. I know you are the expert on all things discovery commerce. So let's start out with giving us a rundown of exactly what that is, what it's going to become, and the benefits that you see for retailers as well. And then we'll take it from there.
Sure. So discovery commerce, what is it? You can think of it as a system of tools and machine learning. That system works in a way that it anticipates what people will need and will love, and then matches them with products that they could be interested in and they would love. So it's more about products finding people, as opposed to, let's say, generally we're used to, you know what you want and you just go and look for it, and you go and you try to find it. But this is obviously a little bit limited in, this is what I know and this is what I'm looking for, versus, you know what, this is what we think you'd be interested in. So you kind of gauge people's interest and curiosity, and then you take it from there.
Sounds like your own personal shopper. Like an AI shopper that knows everything about you, right? And it's like every now and then it's like, hey, what about this? And if you think about, like, I guess for some people, they hire people to tell them, how to dress, maybe like a stylist or something else. And if the platform knows what you're into, the kind of style you're into, it kind of starts, having a recommended list, if you like.
There's power in that. I think from a few things that I read, it's almost like looking for, it's the things that I never knew that I needed.
Yeah.
Very much,
right?
yeah.
Right? That's what it is. So it's selling products to people that love the products but don't even realize they love the product yet because they don't even know that it exists.
Exactly.
Nice.
In terms of you touched on there with client agency relationship. So if we're talking about bringing together media, creative, measurement and commerce, what are some of the key challenges that clients and agencies are facing in actually delivering on that? What are the opportunities for them to do better? So I'll give you context to the question. We're an agency. We obviously work with a lot of clients. Some of the challenges that we might face that you're seeing, obviously you have a much broader view. We're just one agency with our own clients, and we know what goes on in that space. But when you've got a view across all different clients, all different agencies, from your let's say top-down view of how the market's operating, what do you see as some of the opportunities that are being missed by agencies and potentially clients as well when it comes to really leveraging the power of your system?
I think not a lot of people will like my answer, but I would say, and it's amazing. I love that a lot of agencies or clients, they want to innovate, they want to try new things. But what I've seen sometimes in certain situations is they want to do that and they have not set up the proper foundation for their clients, or even, and I don't know who it's coming from, whether the client or the agency, I don't really know because I don't work that closely, but I hear, and I've used to work with them. And sometimes I get things like, when is this product coming, to our region? I'm like, I know that your client, I'll be speaking to salesperson. I know that your client hasn't even set up the right foundation. So why are they looking to do that? It's fine. It's nice. It's shiny. They should try out things. But I would focus the effort and energy at the beginning.
80-20.
It is about business outcomes at the end of the day. Exactly. Like, set up the right foundation. Start working with ROI. It's working well. Try out with things, get more innovative, try these new interesting betas, maybe, or this new really cool product. I agree, but then get your foundations right.
No, it's good.
That sounds preachy, but really,
100%.
this is it.
It's direct, right? It goes back to the 80-20 side of stuff. If the foundations are set up correctly, the system, even as it is, the suite of products coming together to create that system, create that platform, should be working for you, and everything else is almost the cherry on top as they come out, right? It's not like this new shiny thing will solve all of the problems, but unfortunately, we know how things play out. It sounds good in a meeting. It sounds like you're pushing the brand
vanity
forward.
metrics, which sometimes they make sense. Sometimes you need some of these vanity metrics. You're starting out your brand. You need people to know. You need some sort of engagement. Fine. As long as you're kind of justifying what your strategy is about, as long as you have a strategy, and that's the point. Like, if you actually have some form of okay, this is what I'll be doing. I'll be toying and trying different things and seeing how that works out, putting my brand out there. Great. But then if that's the only thing you're focusing on, how are you measuring, your return on ad spend? And that's the question. So in order to measure that, we're actually giving you tools that enable you to do it. So don't skip ahead and want to do just focus on certain metrics. There are more important metrics for your business that you need to think about. So.
And I think leveraging new ways of advertising, Reels. There's new ads on Reels now. We heard, right? So that's coming up.
Yes.
So I mean, of course, I think short form content in general is so popular at the moment. A lot of people are consuming it. We were chatting the other day. Of course, it's so easy to to spend a lot of time on Reels. So that's and people do, right? So people are spending a lot of time on this sort of kind of content. So how do you see leveraging advertising on Reels? Would be important for brands and agencies.
Yes. So this is the part where this is the kind of thing that you need to try, especially in our markets. Reels are quite popular. People love interacting with them, and you can do so much. You can get really creative with the audio, the speed, all of these things. Obviously, this is still new. So what I would invite brands to do is try things and learn and see what's working with them. That would depend on the brand itself. That would depend on the type of audience they're going after, and then seeing what's working, what's resonating with people. But really, I think the simple thing is go ahead and try it. Give it a try. It's quite easy to set up.
Nice.
And you guys know.
Yeah.
But the only thing I would say is like we've seen creators do amazing reels. With brands, this is where the fun part is, because I think we're all in a place where what is going to work for brands? Do they need to do the same thing as creators do? Half. That's the type of creative I guess they need to get smart with and try out and see. And we have setups when you're trying campaigns. You can do A/B tests, so you can see which one is actually working better. And this is the kind of thing you can think of testing and learning basically, and then iterating based on that.
As long as the foundations are correct.
Of course.
Before they go chasing the shiny thing, right? But it's there's a growing opportunity for integration between brands and the creators on the platform as well. And we've evolved from the influencer conversation to, especially now if we're talking about Reels, it's the creators are doing amazing things. As you said, we're seeing some fantastic creativity across pretty much across all verticals. And there's a real growing opportunity for brands to engage, rather than just look, it's good to test and figure things out, but there's people that are outstanding at creating just that particular way and that particular platform. So that I really see, and what we're seeing already is the integration between creators and brands is going to create the magic, rather than brands just trying and not necessarily
100%.
delivering as well as they potentially could do. And obviously the flip side to that is it's tapping in from the influencer side of things. If they're a big creator, it's tapping into their audience as well, choosing relevant people and just making sure that they're doing the homework to make sure the right people are engaging with their brands in terms of the creator ecosystem. But we're seeing the rise of that, and I think that's just going to go from strength to strength.
100%.
But even just internally in the agency, it's amazing to see what the team are doing, even just in their own time as well. So it's a fantastic platform. In terms of it's no surprise that ads came to Reels. Let's be honest. It's a growing product. It's doing very well. How do you see it becoming part of let's say the overall mix of ads? What's the real strength of Reels itself in comparison to some of the other ads?
I think, and I will speak generally, not at this point, not just about Reels. When and then that's in the future. So this is not available right now, but this is the kind of thing I foresee. Eventually, the strength of running advertising on Facebook is when I'm going to mention it again, let the machine learning do the job. We start matching what would resonate the most with who and where. So it doesn't matter. It's not about we sometimes see clients, they're like, I only want to run advertising on this platform and this format. You're like, fine, but you would be surprised actually if you open it up and then you let us decide, based on how we're seeing, because it's all real time. It's really smart systems that can actually find that for you. And I think potentially Reels will become part of that system, is create it, put it out there, and then the system will kind of find where that goes. But for now, definitely, I would say keep trying, because it will give you enough learning. So by the time you're thinking more generically across all platforms, across all formats, that you would use those learnings.